Big Brother fans? It is Friday, September 4th. And yesterday I was like, well, we'll see what happens tomorrow. Things could really change up here tomorrow. Yeah, probably not. Kesar evicted unanimously. Not surprised at all. Don't think for a second that most of the house guests didn't expect his speech to happen that happened. They knew something was going to happen. I was actually kind of surprised that he decided to do it. Especially because you're naming alliances. That's Kesar's last appearance in the house as a player. I mean, he might come back to host something down the road in years, but I kind of doubt it. And while he was a little bit accurate, he certainly missed things too. He named some alliances that weren't quite accurate. And so it's like he goes out not looking like a genius, which maybe is what he'd hoped to go out looking as being such a smart player and having it all figured out. That truck has lost a tire. Sorry. And so he goes out, whatever. For a moment, I hoped maybe the basement was going to get sent to the basement or something. But no, the Big Brother basement is just a dark room competition. David's going to have issues with that. That they get 3 powers out of, so there's 3 weeks worth of powers or something probably. A way to stretch it out or make you think. Maybe not 3 weeks. Some of them will be available for the rest of the season or most of the season. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to have any big meaning, and we're not going to understand it necessarily because we won't find out what they are until Sunday. That competition will be held today, which means the feeds will be down probably for a very large chunk of the day today. Welcome to Fridays. Christmas already held a lot of her Kiss the Ring meetings. Oh yeah, Christmas, she won Head of Household. Well, did she really win Head of Household, or did she sit around and let other people push buttons and then, oh look, in the end she won? Kind of reminiscent of her track win on her previous season where everybody else false started and in the end she was still standing there and got to walk across the finish line or limp across the finish line in her boot and get a Head of Household. Pretty similar. She never pushed the button. And I think she got selected the minimum amount. So, yeah. And, just, whatever. It was, as everyone online said, I mean, if you have to pick a competition that is going to favor the majority of the house, when there's a majority of people in control, we call those knockout competitions, and that's the one, because you get to keep selecting people to play, and so you can keep putting up the people that you don't want to win, and they just have to go undefeated in order to win it, and that's what they had to happen. Da'Vonne, I think, won 2 out of 3. I think she had to play 3 times, and she won 2 times. She just happened to lose the last one, which she'll always lose the last one if she loses one. So, yeah. It would be very interesting if Da'Vonne had won. Would have been a really interesting week. Ain't going to be an interesting week this week. Christmas won. I said last night that Christmas is a proxy for the guys. And she is, even though she kind of came up with who she thinks should go on her own. But the guys are okay with it. It really sounds like it's going to be Da'Vonne and Bailey going up. Which is going to upset some people probably. I mean, outside the house. And it's hard to defend them being upset as being a bad thing. And I imagine we'll talk about it this weekend on the Big Brother Gossip Show. But I get it. Tyler was talking to Christmas when the feeds came back. Well, Tyler was talking to somebody else. I can't remember. Oh, Memphis. When the feeds finally came back at midnight Eastern time, or like 12:15, because goodness knows we can't have live feeds after the live show anymore. I did notice that, and I may go back and get this clip because maybe this is what CBS is thinking. She made a comment to Kesar about everyone's going to rush to the internet to see the rest of her interview with Kesar after the show. I didn't see it. I didn't rush to the internet. Maybe part of CBS's strategy is they think by holding off on the live feeds that people will go to Facebook to see Julie's interview. I don't know. I don't go to Facebook for anything. I barely use Facebook. I barely use Facebook at this point anymore, actually. I shouldn't even say I use Facebook. I use it less now than I used to now that my kids are out of the house. Yeah, all right. So, but Julie said something to that effect. So feeds didn't come back till after the West Coast airing of the show. When it came back, Christmas was talking to Memphis, then Memphis left. It sounded like Memphis was pushing for David and Kevin, if Christmas is being believed. Used to be believed. Whereas most of the rest of the night it seemed to be Bailey and Davon. And when Tyler was the next one to come in, Christmas was like, Bailey and Davon, that's who it's good. That's who I think I should go. And Tyler threw out Danny as a possibility. So Danny is kind of the outlier of the group as far as we need to get rid of her. And I thought there was a chance that Danny might go up or might be a backdoor target, but I really don't think Christmas has any intention of doing that. And I think Tyler's not willing to risk dividing people by nominating, but by pushing for her to be nominated, even though Enzo was all for it too. Enzo and Kevin were talking to each other if there was a way to get Danny nominated. So there's a sentiment, but they aren't the ones in control, or they aren't the ones that want to be the one to do it, even if they had been in control. So I don't think Danny's going to see anywhere near the block this time. Which means Bailey and Davon, and very possibly Kevin is a renom if one of them comes down, a pawn kind of a thing, or David is a pawn kind of a thing. It's totally possible that, I don't know. Maybe these powers will do something. Maybe. But don't hold out any hope. Don't hold out any hope. That's the hope that one of the underdogs wins the powers, and that the powers are actually helpful in such a way that they can use them, and they're smart enough to figure out how to use them correctly. Because trust me, sometimes these people don't make very wise decisions, and I'm just talking in general about any of them. Oh man, I'm telling you, man, this season has just been frankly one disappointment after another. It really has been. It just and a disappointment for and I realize there's probably people that are loving it. They're just eating it all up and they think it's wonderful. But from a gameplay perspective and from a drama perspective, it just doesn't have the moments. There's been no big moments. I mean, you cannot call Kesar standing up and trying to out a big alliance as a great TV moment. Maybe 5 years from now, 6 or 7 years from now or something, kids that were watching it then will go back and say, oh my God, do you remember that? And we're going to go like, yeah, no. He knew he was going. It was going to be a landslide vote, and he didn't say anything that was that really thing, and everybody just brushed it off anyways. The fallout after Kesar was evicted was not because of what Kesar said. It was all there already. And, him talking about it makes for quote, good TV, but not really to those of us that have been watching the feeds. So, no have-nots this week. I thought it was because they were going to use the have-not room for the competition, but I don't think it is. I think they're going offset again to do that competition. Which, like I said, I think the feeds will be down most of the afternoon and early evening, and then we'll have nominations. What else to tell you, folks? I don't know. Whoa, that person was turning. No, I don't know what else to tell you. It's Friday. I don't know. Our podcast, I think I'm giving a fair warning to those of you that listen to me. I have a feeling that we will not be doing our actual podcast until Sunday this week. Again, this falls on me. I've got family commitments on Saturday that would prevent me, that right now I really don't want to have to say I'm cutting this short so that I can go home and sit in my basement and record a podcast for 3 hours. When actually, if we do it on Sunday, then we'll have more information. So I think we're going to record it on Sunday right now and then post it. That's the other advantage to not having a live show. We don't have to promise that we'll be on at a certain time. And I'm just being honest right now. It's I have to have my priorities, and my priorities are family, and so that's probably what's going on Saturday. We probably will not do our podcast recorded. We'll probably record it on Sunday, so it'll come up Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening. So apologies in advance to those of you that are like waiting on the edge of your seat for Saturday night to show up so that you can listen to our show. It probably will not be on until Sunday. All right. Yeah. That's where I think we're at. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else to tell you guys. About Big Brother, not really. I think Bailey and Da'Vonne are both going up. I think if both of them are on the block at the end of the week, it'll be interesting to see who goes home between those two. I think it depends on who you ask. That's the thing. I think Tyler really wants to keep Bailey, but I think others want to keep Da'Vonne. So I'm not sure which way it'll go. I'm really not sure. And I don't think at this point that Dani is in any danger, even though I thought she was to start. I think she's going to be okay this week. So that's what we got going, folks. Sorry, I'm trying to find a parking space. Well, I guess I'll park here. All right. And with that, I'm out of here. You guys have a good Friday. And I may talk to you this weekend. I may talk to you on Monday. Definitely talk to you at some point on the Big Brother Gossip Show. All right. See you all later. Be well. Bye-bye. Oh, and thank you for your support, everyone. I appreciate it very much. So bye. Bye.